welcome to the padded room. We got game news and shit today. So I'll have 6 articles for you guys, basically, and we're just going to kind of read through them and chitty chat, chitty bang bang about it, you know. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump into our first one here. The women who make gaming, or who make a living gaming on Twitch. So 2 years ago, Chelsea quit her job as a pharmacy technician to play video games. I went to work one day and I was like, I would actually be making more money if I had stayed home and kept playing video games than coming here, she says. That week, she handed in her resignation. So Chelsea is one of a growing number of Australian women making a living from Twitch.tv, a live video streaming platform that allows people from all over the world to watch one another play games. Really? I've never heard of it. Weird. It's also a social network. Chat rooms are embedded into users' pages next to video streams, allowing the broadcaster and audience to interact in real time. Going by the username Xminx, Chelsea has become renowned for her skills in Call of Duty, so much so that playing it online has become her bread and butter. Every night about 10 p.m., she turns on her webcam, chats to some of her 330,000 followers, and gets to work. Twitch has somehow escaped becoming a household name despite its phenomenal popularity. The company claims it has 9.7 million active users on its site every day and more than 2 million streamers a month. Amazon saw its potential in 2014 and bought it for $970 million American. Even though the decision left many business commentators scratching their heads at the time. They didn't get it, but we love it. We're here. That's why we're all here. The company doesn't only deal in online interactions, it also live streams some of the world's biggest video game tournaments, in which professional gamers compete in stadiums in front of thousands of people and millions of online viewers. Audiences for game tournaments routinely surpass those of mainstream television, yet somehow the scene manages to retain the illusion of being a subculture. It's because we like to keep ourselves in our bubbles. This is our world, all right? And we love it. While a tiny number of gamers become tournament megastars, more garden variety streamers make their money through fan donations and sponsorships. Popular streamers are often the option of partnering with Twitch to install a subscriptions feature on their page, which gives users the opportunity to pay a fee of, in US dollars, $4.99 a month to the streamer's channel. Twitch, of course, takes a slice, but half the subscription fee goes directly to the streamer, and most users subscribe to support their favorite gamers. It becomes a base salary for streamers. Instead of just relying on tips, which 1 month could be $100, which the next month could be $4,000, you never know, says Mia. She's a relative newcomer to the world of live streaming, although she has been playing games since she was a kid. She only discovered Twitch about 18 months ago through an online friend. I don't have gamer friends, and it's not something that you would just stumble across, she explains. When I found Twitch and saw that so many people have these friends and were doing amazing things and sharing their experience together, I just really wanted to get on board. Mia, whose screen name is Seriosofblers, dives straight in. I was working my normal full-time job, and then I would come home and start streaming straight away, and then go to midnight, and then repeat that, she says. She knew very quickly that she wanted to become a full-time streamer, but building up a following while holding down another job was hard. Then there were the social implications. I would constantly be having to defend it, not only to my friends who were like, "Why aren't you coming out?" but to myself as well, because I had a lot of self-doubt. Being a professional gamer sounds like a dream come true, and an increasing number of Australian women are making it their profession, many of them using Twitch as a platform, making anywhere between the equivalent of the minimum wage to hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Whether or not it can be a decades-long career, remains to be seen. While there are numerous men whose live gaming careers seem not to be hampered by their age, the number of women over the age of 30 visible in the gaming sphere is comparatively low. It depends on the game, says Chelsea. I've seen some SimCity and Civilization games, and I've seen older women there, but it's very rare. Kat, whose username is Loserfruit, is another high-profile Australian gamer with about 240,000 followers on Twitch. It's a dream job, she says. It's a lot of money for playing games. It's a dream. So it would be kind of hard to go away from that. So I would like to be doing it as long as possible until I burn out. But I am open to it, and I am exploring other things as well. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to just dive right into something if you want to make it your career like this without a backup plan, because, I mean, I do it because it's fun and I like talking to you guys and hanging out, but it's just one of those situations where if you want it to be more, take it seriously, absolutely. Don't self-doubt yourself. Be confident that this is what you love to do. You love hanging out with people. You love making people happy. But it's not something that you should rely on for the rest of your life, I think, because the way that the social trends work and social networking sites and streaming sites and all that, I think they're going to change and they're going to grow, and you never know if this is going to fall down or if you're going to switch over to something else. So I think it's good to treat it as something important, but always have a backup plan, you know? Like much of the online world, streamers and their followers are often known only by their first name or chosen on-screen handle. This semi-anonymity is both a boon and a burden for female gamers. Harassment often comes via a synonym. At the time, to protect themselves, some women deliberately keep their personal details, such as their surname and location, even their age, out of the equation. Guardian Australia is using only first names and screen handles in this piece for that reason. Mia, Chelsea, and Kat are positive about their career choice. As long as I keep putting effort in, I foresee that I could do it for the next 5 or 10 years at least, says Chelsea. Mia says, at the end of the day, I'm doing what I love. Exactly. Thank you, ladies. Fucking fantastic. Raise the roof. Do the kids still raise? No, they don't. Do they do the no? Okay. 8 annoying game trends. We all love video games. They're fun, they kill time, and allow us to relax and have a great time. But there are some trends that exist that interfere with our ability to relax and just enjoy a game. Here are 8 trends that are as annoying as they are common. Season passes is number 1. In theory, sounds like a great idea. They offer a discount on a bunch of future DLC that's planned on being released for the game you're looking into buying. However, all they're really doing is trying to get more money out of you up front, usually before the game is released or reviews have come out. So, you're basing your decision on forking over extra cash for additional content and the idea that the game is as good as the hype is making it out to be. Never base a purchase purely on the hype. True and not true. There are certain games that you know are going to be good. So anything in the Fallout series, you know is going to be good. Anything in the Skyrim, ESO, that's Elder Scrolls Online, those kinds of series, I will happily fork over the money ahead of time because it would save me money in the long run, and I know I'm going to be buying them. Whether or not I enjoy them as much as I'm planning on or more, that doesn't matter because I know I'm going to be playing them, so I know it's going to save me money. I think it comes down to that. If you're not sure if you're going to play them or not, maybe then don't go with a season pass or something like that. But I'm not trying to necessarily consider this an annoying trend because you have the option. You don't have to, you know. Ooh, so our number 2 is annual releases. This sort of makes sense for sports games. Updated official rosters, changing in strengths of each team, and always to make the game feel more realistic are reasons why we all generally feel that they deserve to have annual releases. It makes sense. However, it doesn't really make sense from any standpoint aside from the simple cash grab by the publisher to release other genres annually. No, Activision, we really don't need yet another Call of Duty this year or another Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft. I'm sorry whoever's writing this, you're wrong. I think we do need another Call of Duty and another Assassin's Creed. You can suck a nut. Instead of focusing on quantity, why not instead focus on quality? It's something both of those games franchises deserve more of. I think they have plenty of quality. Don't get me wrong. If they wanted to take a year off to bump up the next annual releases that they're looking into, that's fine. But I love games with annual releases because if you've played it from the beginning and you are completely into the story or you're completely into the setup of it, yeah, absolutely. You want another annual release. And especially with things like Call of Duty, you know, you want new maps, you want a new world, you want a new time frame, you know, all of that. You want that new setup. So it's okay if it's still the same game, just with a whole new world or something like that, or a new story behind it from a different perspective, because that's what we're looking for as gamers. I kind of wonder if this person is like a consistent gamer, or if they just like play them every now and then. I don't know. This doesn't really seem like an annoying trend to me either, but personal view. Hell yeah, we do. This person needs to get over themselves. Love the Assassin's Creed series. Exactly. Last COD was not my taste, but the next one looks great. Sings A Whole New World. I would like to see someone who's on Twitch that writes these articles and does these things. Someone who's gaming constantly and is a big variety gamer and they play all different kinds of games all the time. Or a YouTuber. Like a Jacksepticeye to you know, at least collab with this person so they can get proper information rather than, you know, going off their own assumption when it doesn't seem like they necessarily maybe play a lot of games. Or maybe those just aren't the games they like, so they're considering it annoying. But that's just annoying to you. It's not annoying to the community. You know what I mean? So number 3 in our annoying gaming trends, exclusive games. Okay, this person... Who wrote this? The This has always been a thorn in a side of a lot of gamers. It doesn't even make logical fiscal sense as you're alienating other platforms of which more profit and sales could be made from the game. There's a whole other reason behind this that you are obviously not aware of. I understand that Microsoft and Sony own developers use this as a way to boost their own consoles as the one with the best games on it. But to me, it's telling, okay, I can see where they're going. Telling that you need to pull this kind of crap to sell a console. It sounds more like it's not as good as the other guys and you're trying to sweeten the deal by offering extra goodies to get the sale. As a PC gamer, I feel the same about games only found on the PC. I wish all games went on all platforms. Let's see the platform and service be the judge of which one is the best, not some marketing ploy. I agree with that. I do. But that's not necessarily something that I think is going to change, because when you look at it from a business perspective, that whole world, it's a different mindset. They're running a business. And the point of the business is to make money. In the end of the day, that's the point of their business, to make them money, their bottom line. PS4 in general tends to be more about the bottom line than, to me, Xbox or PC, just because they do a lot of exclusive and things like that, and that's great. But again, that's coming back to their business as being for the bottom line, to make them money. When it comes to things that would benefit gamers, but not necessarily benefit them and their bottom line, they kind of lack. So when you go into things like allowing modifications, I know Xbox allowed mods to go onto games with like a Skyrim and stuff like that, Fallout 4. And you're not limited. You're only limited to how much, it can handle, not by how many you're actually allowed to have, where PlayStation only allowed you to have like 3 or 4 mods on your game at a time. And it was just the ones that they approved. So it sounds like, shit like that. And then cross-platforming. So Xbox will allow a game to be cross-platform to PC, and they actually allow them to go over to PlayStation as well. But PlayStation is basically sitting here saying, no, I don't wanna play games with you. And so basically the rest of the world, we're just sitting here waiting on PlayStation to agree to be cross-platform with Xbox and the games that they come out with and stuff. So it sucks. It's a whole world, but it's not going to change because it's their bottom line. PlayStation has to not care about that. Xbox has to not care about that. PC has to not care about that, and I don't see that happening because, again, at the end of the day, a business is about their money. I always say, it is not the devs making the choice. It is the shareholders. Exactly. Until we get gamers in as shareholders, that's not going to be something that, you see changed because they don't give a crap. All right, so number 4 in our list here is overpriced DLC. Okay, yep, I might be with them on this. DLC, or downloadable content, was always something that gamers felt a bit sour about. Why not release this content with the game? Why not make them feel confident about their purchase, knowing that the developer will continue supporting it with new ideas after it's launched? Not a bad idea. Okay, I know it's no longer the late 90s, and that idea has gone away. I do, however, object to the notion that any DLC should cost so much as to rival that of the original game. Oh, yeah, that's true. Some of them get really pricey, or cost an exorbitant amount for what it offers. For example, map packs. How in the name of Cthulhu does 5 new maps using the same textures found in the original game with no additional options or features cost so much? I know I'm targeting Call of Duty a bit, obviously, but it's because it's the biggest culprit of overpriced DLC, especially when given the game's lifespan. Let's see, I've seen defunct MMOs that are more popular than a COD game, after a month or two. Yeah, especially with those season passes, they try to charge an arm and a leg for its content. I get it. I do get that. DLC can be extremely pricey, but the price shouldn't be based on expecting to like it or not. The price should be based on what it costs to produce it. That's plain and simple. How much did it cost to produce it? And how much do we want to get out of it? Plain and simple. This again, the shareholders wanting more. Yep, that's pretty much it. That's most of gamers' problem, is that the people who are running it and controlling our hobby or our love or our job aren't the people that are playing the games. They don't know. They don't understand. They don't know what we want. And they do these surveys, and these surveys aren't targeted at the right people. So when the surveys are done, they're sitting here looking at things from moms who play, phone games and Bubble Burst and Bejeweled and, Candy Crushels, all that shit. And it's like those aren't the people that are supposed to be giving you this information. So I like that they're trying to get the information from us, but they're not reaching the right people. I say they go and they quiz all the top gaming YouTubers. Why don't you do that? Why don't you survey them? I am confident that they will give us a decent voice. All right, so let's see. Number 5 on our list here is always online DRM. Why? Why is this a thing? Oh, no's privacy. It's the reason why we have to have such a draconian protection system in place. Please. Quality games get lots of cash even when massively pirated. Look at any of the GTA games. GTA 5 alone made $800 million and is American, obviously, and is in the Guinness Book of World Records for breaking 6 different records. That is awesome. I actually did not know that. That is cool. Look, everyone, that makes something legitimate hates pirates for stealing their stuff. I understand it, but all you're doing is punishing those who bought your game with this system that doesn't allow them to play offline. Does your server go offline? Tough shit. You're not playing the game you bought. It's ridiculous. You're not going to stop pirates from pirating a game. They'll always figure a way to do it. Instead of trying to crack down on it, try figuring out a way that's beneficial for them to buy the game. Take a look at Batman Arkham Asylum for an awesome idea. At least Steam and Origin allow you to play a game offline should you lose your internet connection or their servers fail to load. Pirates are always going to find a way to pirate the game. We are extremely smart as a human race, even though the human race likes to consistently try to prove me wrong. I'm sticking to it. Humans are very intelligent beings. And they will. If there's a will, there's a way. All right, number 6 is misleading marketing. I'm looking at you, watchdogs. Oh, snap. Name drop. Remember E3 2012 when we witnessed an amazing looking game? It had physics, weather effects, and other goodies that made everyone's jaw drop and wallet open. Then we got the game. Everything we saw, all those goodies seemed to have disappeared and left us having to play online to play a single player game. This isn't the only game that has done this, but it has one of the biggest and most widely known to see this sort of crap happen. Publishers, if you ever wanted to know why your customers are losing trust in what you hype up about your games, this is one of the main reasons. It's hard to trust what we see at E3 anymore. Ooh, the new Star Wars game trailer's misleading, huh? I won't be watching it then. Why was it misleading? All right, number 7. Unoptimized PC ports. Okay. So you take the time to port the game to the PC, but do it so half-assed that it's either barely playable or an obvious cash grab. PC gamers aren't looking for much. When a game is ported from the console, which many are, and we do understand that it will happen, we just want a video, audio, key binding options menu. That's it. That's the only extra thing we want. Otherwise, we hope that you at least test the game on a few PCs using various popular hardware to ensure that it works properly. Batman Arkham Knight was so bad on the PC, it had to be pulled from retail while the devs fixed it. Oh no, and those who did purchase it were allowed to get a refund. Oh, that hurts. Hell, put out a beta first for PC users and we'll happily point out any bugs for you to squash and make your job easier. That's true. That is absolutely true. We would love that over buying a poorly translated game and feeling as if we wasted our money on crap. I completely agree. That's actually something that I love about indie games and indie developers. When you get into the big devs, obviously there's not so many of the betas. We do get some for real big games, and that's fine. But indie developers, they always want you to test their game. They're eager to know what they missed. They're eager to know that information, that's something that they might have passed by, and they love it. They love that feeling. And I feel like the people who work for the devs, they still have that feeling too, but they don't get to control it anymore because they're working for the big companies now. So it's not their choice to ask people, their opinion on it. I like that collaboration with the community, that's awesome. And I wish that they would do that more. That would be really great. So you could figure those things out. So you didn't have those problems when you ported things over and, when it's just a new game altogether. Okay, this one I hate. It happens so much. I am with the writer on this one. Yeah, I definitely get this for sure. Oh, God, it's on Mass Effect. Oh, no. Oh, no. Triggered. Number 8. Fucking launch now, patch later mentality. I'm with you on this one. I would have happily waited for a proper Mass Effect game than had it come out on the release date with the bugs and the way it came out. Now, I get it because I know a lot of people don't know this, but the reason why the facial animations and the character creation and thing like that look different from other Mass Effect games is because the people who actually worked on the multiplayer from Mass Effect 3 are the people who actually made the characters in the story of this game, because the normal creators were busy. it's one of those really tough situations because they want to stick to a deadline, so they're not pushing people back and all that. But in Mass Effect situation, they're normal people that worked on character creation and animations and shit like that were working on another project. So they had the backup team from the last game's multiplayer doing all the main shit. So they're not as experienced and things like that. And that's cool, I get it. But I think they didn't take into effect how much anticipation was waiting for this game. I don't know why they didn't take that into account, because we made it very clear we were very excited for Mass Effect Andromeda. I think we did. There's plenty of hype, obviously, online and on the internet about it, but maybe they just didn't research it or something. I don't know, because they ran with it, and I don't feel like they checked it enough or they tested it enough, or, dear God, the game testers must have not said anything. Maybe they were having a bad year and just said, fuck, I don't give a crap, you know? But the story is great. Has fantastic story, but there are things that needed to be patched. Yep, so much yup. Vin, you are fucking funny. All right, let's read the article. I'm done rambling. Launch now, patch later mentality. Number 8, the final in the list. I think every gamer, regardless if you're Xbox, PlayStation, or PC gamer, will feel the burn of this one. Yes. We ran out of time and had to launch. No, you didn't. You wanted to because you wanted money. Sorry. We figured the issues would only affect a small minority of you, etc. Are the excuses we typically hear from the developers when this crap happens. This isn't even a rare occurrence either. Mass Effect Andromeda, released just last week, which this is obviously an older article, suffered from this issue. Yeah, still is. If it isn't finished, delay it. We'd rather have a delayed game than a broken one. Yes, yes, fucking yes, 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 agreement, everything I can say to say that is correct. How loud do we have to scream this from the rafters for you to hear it and listen to us? Fucking put your money in a bank, save it, and get it that way. Put it in a CD, roll it over some time to get your extra money. Because I'll tell you right now, if you keep pulling this crap, you won't get our money. If you keep putting it out on a deadline rather than delaying it, making a good game, we're going to stop buying your games. And I know you do that to make money, so stop it, because it's going to end up making you lose money. I'm sorry. Heated. What the fuck were you thinking? A good up the back of the head? That'd be fine. A little less triggered now. Sorry. Man. So that 8 annoying gaming trends, like, really started out kind of like, do you actually game? And then at the end, I'm like, yes! You get my brain. You know my thoughts. All right, so now we have the controversial Sega CD game Night Trap getting new release on PS4 and Xbox One. So by Evan Campbell, Night Trap is getting remastered and re-released this year on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Developer Screaming Villains has announced Night Trap 25th Anniversary Edition. So yes, the remaster of the live-action game featuring FMV or full motion video is set to release soon, spring in the United States and Europe. Ooh, boy. So that's very soon then. Has this already come out? Ooh, do we need to look at this up? Because I would be pretty excited if this already came out, because I'd want to try it. So let's watch the trailer for the Night Trap 25th Anniversary Edition official announcement trailer. This looks awesome, I'm not going to lie. Yes. Yes. And yes. Oh god, that looked like a giant penis. Yes. I gotta stream this. Fucking yes. Spring 2017. Download the Night Trap theme song free at nighttrap25.com. Oh my god, yes please? It's only showing it on PS4, but they did say that it was coming out for Xbox One as well. Oh my god, that looks fucking hilarious. Originally launched for Sega CD back in 1992, Night Trap has shown up on other platforms throughout the years, like PC and 3DO. The game also was controversial back in the early 90s, being part of the U.S. congressional hearings over mature video game content. Fuck off with that, okay? That is a parent's responsibility to control what they do and do not want their children to play. It is not your job to control what we get to view. That's what we call a dictatorship, and that is not the way it fucking works here in America, at least. I'm sorry. If you're in America or England, things like that, you have the right to do and play whatever you wish, and you can view whatever you want. That's fine. It is the parents' responsibility to make sure that they are taking care of what their children should and should not be watching. And you know what? I'm sorry. Your kids are probably going to find a way to watch it. So then it's your job to explain to them what is real, what is not real, what is right, and what is wrong. What you can do, what you cannot do. Okay? Raise your child. You're creating a human. That's kind of the agreement you went into when you had a kid. So raise them. Teach them. Talk to them. That's how you avoid the stupid shit from happening. Not by controlling the content for full-grown fucking adults that enjoy it. Okay? I'm sorry. Again, triggered. Night Trap follows 5 teenage girls who find themselves attacked by vampires. It's up to the players to protect them. Limited Run Games will also release a physical version of Night Trap 25th Anniversary Edition for PlayStation 4. Okay, so basically it sounds like Xbox One is going to get a digital download version, and then PlayStation 4 is going to get a physical disc copy of it. So that's cool. Anyways, so 9 facts about video games and the people who play them from the Pew's News Study. Oh, News Study. Sorry, not News Study. It's a News Study. We'll see. The Pew Research Center just released a new study on gaming and gamers. Where'd they get it from? The author, Maeve Duggan, conducted the survey between June and July of this year. Okay. So 2016 then, I'm guessing? Because that hasn't happened in 2017 yet. So the sample included 2,001 adults distributed through all 50 states. So this is all from America. Okay, so they didn't do even a world gaming survey. They just did from Americans. So whatever, it's already probably going to be kind of biased. So we'll see if I agree with this or not. Some of the findings are surprising. For example, men and women seem to have the same opinions about portrayals of women in video games. Of course they do, because a lot of guys would rather play a woman because they don't want to stare at a dude's ass the whole time. They'd rather stare at a chick's ass. Well, you know, unless you're gay, then you probably like staring at a dude's ass. And if you're a girl, you probably want to stare at a girl's ass. But, you know, for us, for the heterosexual girls on our side, we want to be able to play us. Like in Mass Effect, when I play the game, I want to build someone and play someone who's going to represent me and be me. And it's harder for me to get into a story if I'm playing a guy just because I'm not a guy. I can't put my mindset and pretend like I'm that person. I can, but it's harder, you know? And then obviously if you're a girl who likes girls, you want to stare at that girl booty. If you're a heterosexual dude and you want to stare at a woman's ass because you don't want to stare at a dude's ass, there's that, you know? But really the only time that we're comfortable, or at least the guys are comfortable, is because there's a bunch of games with guys being the main character and they're able to, like I said, get their mind into it and pretend like they're that character. So that's that one demographic. If you spread it open, you hit all 4. You know, you hit everybody. Everybody's able to get what they want out of the game. Just saying. Let's see, so where do we leave? Other findings are predictable. A good number of people still see games as a waste of time. Sorry. Still see games as a waste of time. Either way, studies like these are useful. Okay. Most of what we read in the media about video games tends to be polarized. It is either written by gaming enthusiasts or by gaming detractors. In both cases, the news tends to skew disproportionately in one particular direction. Dugan's study gives us a good overview of how people in the United States currently think about video games. Here are the top findings. Yeah, what's up, guys? How you doing? Number 1, just how popular are video games really? 49% of American adults play video games on computer, TV, game console, or portable device like a cell phone. But only 10% consider themselves gamers. The reason why is because you threw cell phone in there. That is the biggest trouble with surveys, is that you're including cell phones in them. Take the fucking cell phone out of the equation. That's not a gamer's platform for gaming. If we're gaming, I guarantee you we're not doing it on our cell phone, because gamers want to be immersed in their game. They want to be surrounded by it. And the only way to do that is in our fucking sitting areas, you know, with all of our shit. Unless it's like an actual console that you're carrying with you, like the Switch, but then it's an actual console you're carrying with you. It's just a portable one. That could be counted. You can't count cell phones. Bejeweled, Bubble Blast, Candy Crucials, You know, all that shit doesn't fucking count. Those are mindless brain teasers. Those aren't gamer games. I'm so triggered today. Oh my God. That's why only 10% of them consider themselves gamers, because people who are gamers are the people who are actually at home playing video games in their free time. Those are the people you need to be surveying. I'm sorry. Number 2, who plays more games, men or women? Well, if you're going by that same fucking survey, then it's probably going to say fucking it's the same or women, because a lot more women do the fucking cell phone stupid shit. While 60% of American adults believe that most people who play games are men, gender actually has little to do with whether or not you game. A nearly identical share of men and women report ever playing video games, 50% of men and 48% of women. Now, I still feel that there's a much larger community for women gamers now than there ever was. I think we are growing, and we are expressing to our children that it's okay for girls to be interested in this stuff, and guys have no problem accepting that women want to game because they love gaming too. The problem lies in when the dumb women go out and make it about not gaming, and they rip their shirts open and make it about their boobies and hold controllers over their nips and say they're a fucking gamer. That's what keeps us from being taken seriously as gamers, and makes girls want to almost not say that they're gamers, because people are automatically going to assume that they're that type of gamer because of those dumb bitches. It's not the guys that are actually making it harder for us to grow as a community, or for our gender to grow as a community. It's the other half of our gender that's being dumb bitches. They're the problem. So we have to fight them, combat them. I go off on that all the time. Gender does seem to impact whether or not you consider gaming a part of your identity. See? Exactly. Men are more than twice as likely to call themselves gamers, 15% versus 6%. This is especially true among young adults, ages 18 to 29. 33% of men in this range say the term gamer describes them well, but only 9% of young women. Now, again, that might be because you're considering the cell phones in there, and of course those girls aren't going to call themselves gamers because those aren't fucking gamers games. Anyways, but then the other part of it is because we don't necessarily want to be called gamers, because if we do, then people are going to assume we're holding controllers over our tits and being dumb bitches. And so, like, even when I started streaming, I almost said I don't want a face cam when I started streaming, because I said I don't want a face cam, and I even looked into getting voice changing software so it sounded like I was a dude. Because I wanted it to be about my content, I wanted it to be about my jokes, I wanted it to be about you guys and making you laugh, and not about whether or not I was a girl or a dude. And I love seeing expressions on people's faces when I watch games be played and stuff like that, so I said, fuck it. I can't fall silently into the demographic. I have to fight it. And to fight it, I'm putting my face cam on there to give everyone the same crazy expressions that I enjoy. And things like the Eyes Up Here segment that I'm going to be doing on the Padded Room, where, you know, I showcase women who make it about content and stuff like that. That's how you fight it, rather than sitting idly by. You know, do something about it. To be honest, as much as I want to look at that butt dough, I can't watch those flaunting their booty instead of their gaming. Exactly. It's completely different. If a guy wants to look at that booty dough, like, that's cool in a game as a character, but you don't want to see a real life woman flaunting her tits instead of playing the game. You tune in to watch the fucking game. If you want to see boobs, go to a fucking porn site and see boobs. You know, don't or go real life, go date a girl, you know. The debate about video games and violence. Oh shit, this person triggering us. Although less prominent in the media than it once was, it is actually still alive and well, even among gamers. Only a slight majority of the public, 53%, disagree with the statement people who play violent games are more likely to be violent themselves. 40% believe there is a relationship between game world violence and life world violence. Even 32% of folks who play games themselves. I think they can all go suck a fucking dick. Because I'll tell you this right now, I would be way more violent if I didn't have games to take it out on. It's like having a punching bag. It's like saying that someone goes to the gym and uses the fucking punching bag to take their aggression out. Oh, they're more violent because they punch in their free time. Stupid, right? Exactly. Stupid. The only reason they think that violence correlates with actual people being violent is because it's the parents who aren't talking to their kids. And I get it, because it's a new thing. It's the new generation coming up. Parents haven't had to talk to their kids about this stuff before. So of course there's going to be people who miss it or don't do it or don't realize that it's something they have to talk to them about. But I feel like if you're in tune with your kids, you're talking to your kids, you're explaining to them, you know, right and wrong, and you just take an interest in who they are and what they're interested in, then it's going to be obvious to you what they're doing and what they like. And if you see that what they're doing and what they like is something violent, then it's your job to step in as a parent and explain to them right from wrong. I'm sorry, and real from fake and fantasy and all that. And if you don't do that, then yeah, the kids are going to have this mentality, or it's very likely that they will come out with a mentality that that's something they can do. But if you step in there and explain to them no, then that's how they learn. Kids learn from their parents. Be a fucking parent. I'm sorry. There is still a video game stigma for number 5. 26% of people think video games are a waste of time, and 30% of adults do not think most games are a better form of entertainment than TV, almost triple than 11% who think this is true. I'll tell you right now, if people think video games is a waste of time, that's fine. That's because they don't like it as their hobby. That would be like me saying scuba diving is a waste of your time, or art is a waste of your time, or your music is a waste of your time. It's the people who say that are the people who don't enjoy it, and that's fine. Not everyone has to like gaming. It's a certain community. It's a certain group of people. Certain people are interested in it. That's fine. But don't say it's a waste of time. It's just someone else's interests. That's your opinion, and your opinion doesn't fucking matter to anyone but you. Few people believe in the benefits of video games. Even despite all the articles I've written describing the research, when asked if games help develop good problem-solving and strategic thinking skills, 17% agreed this was true about most games, and 16% thought it was not. Almost half, or 47%, believed this is true of some games, but not others. 20% were unsure. That's just, I think, how hidden the gaming world is. Again, they were talking about that in some of the other articles. Yeah, the gaming community is hidden, and we can have things that all of us love, and the rest of the world really doesn't know anything about it. And that's because we're kind of isolated in our own world. We like it that way. But by doing that, it's hard to get out the benefits, and hard to get people to understand the benefits of it, because we ourselves haven't been explaining it well enough to them. Does that make sense? I don't know. Or you're fucking awesome. Keep it real. Keep it 100. Aw, thanks, Venom. What up? It's proven. It's out there. It's just, it's kind of our fault for not jumping on it more and pushing it more into the community so they understand and they can look and see why. I think a lot of articles say that they are, but they don't explain why or how they help with those things. And that's why people are like, okay, I don't believe it. Because no one's going to believe you if you just say, the sky's purple. And you don't tell them why the sky's purple. You know, they're going to be like, no. Definitely blue. You'd be like, oh no, I actually have, a thing with my vision where the sky looks purple to me. I know to you it looks blue. And then they'll be like, oh, okay. So then they believe that the sky looks purple to you. They understand because you gave them a reason. You gave them the facts. It's the same thing here. They're not going to believe us if we're not giving them reasons and facts and how it works behind the articles. If we're just saying it, they're going to be like, whatever. Are gamers loners? Some are, some aren't. 23% of people do not believe that gamers promote teamwork and communication, while only 10% believe they do promote these qualities. 37% think it depends on the game. I do think it depends on the game, but I think it more depends on the community. Up to us to decide whether or not we want to be a teamwork type of person, and I don't think it's based on the game. I think there are certain games that allow you to portray a teamwork environment, but it's up to you to do that, not the game. Number 8. On the portrayal of minorities in video games. That's true. We don't see a whole lot of them. They are getting more and more into video games. But again, it's with the bottom line of the companies. Their business, and they want their game to sell more. So they're going to sell it to their biggest demographic. And minorities means that they're not the biggest demographic. So that's why they're not in games as much. Because the companies are looking at the bottom dollar. 40% or 47% unsure if most games portray minorities poorly. 23% think they do not. 20% say sometimes, and only 9% see the portrayal of minorities in games as problematic. That's because the majority of people who are playing the games are not minorities. Dipshits, minorities means that they're not as common. Oh my God, are you dumb? You knew that's the way that survey was going to come out. Why did you even do it? You know what the word minor means? Jesus. And number 9, on the portrayal of women in video games. Holy shit. 40% are unsure whether or not games portray women poorly, and 18% say it is not true for most games. 14% say most games do indeed include problematic representations of women, and 27% say it depends on the game. Also, there is no difference between how men and women answer this question. Like I said, you got women who like women, you got women who like men, you got men who like men, you got men who like women. If you make the option for both, then it doesn't fucking matter. You hit everybody and you make the most money there, Mr. Devs, trying to get your bottom line. Just saying. Our next article that we have here for you guys is 10 things to do while your boyfriend or girlfriend plays video games. So I assume that I am not the only video game widow out there. I don't know much about gaming, to be honest. I don't even know how to pronounce most of them. Skyrim? Ski-rim? Who the hell knows? We know. It's fine, honey. Calm down. Needless to say, her boyfriend is playing video games, has left her with quite a bit of time on her hands, especially because it seems most of the games make you lose all sense of time. No, seriously. Well, yeah, sometimes. It's happened to me from time to time, I shall admit. The other day, I laid down to take a nap and said, "Don't let me sleep too long." I woke up 3 hours later and he thought only 30 minutes had passed. Yeah. Well, that's why sometimes I have to set alarms on my phone to yell at me when I'm playing games. Now, I'm not going to tell him not to play. Good girl. Don't do that or you're a bitch. He works hard during the day and deserves his time to relax. Good girl. I can't just keep sleeping every time he plays. No person should sleep that much. Though the soundtrack to the games are generally pretty relaxing and will lull you off to dreamland in no time if you're not careful. As long as he's not sitting there screaming at the screen like I normally do. His suggestions have been oh so helpful, as I'm sure you can guess. They've included, but not been limited to, you could fold the laundry. There are still some boxes in the basement that need to be sorted through. You could do that. And make me a sandwich? Okay, this guy needs a good slap in the face, because I'll tell you right now, if I had a boyfriend and he was telling me to do that shit, I'd be like, absolutely, sweetie, I'll make you a sandwich. But when he bit into it, there'd be razor blades. You know, I make you a sandwich because I want to. Don't you ever tell me to. You will never expect it. You will do it because I love you and I want to do that to help you and comfort you and take care of you. You can ask nicely, and if the answer is yes, then you'll get a sandwich. But don't you ever tell me to get in the damn kitchen and make a sandwich. Ooh, triggered. Okay. So yeah. So I have come up with some other better things to do while he rots his brain running around a fake country that's being taken over by aliens or orcs or whatever he and the guys... or whatever the bad guys are. All right, most guys or girls that are gamers will tell you to just play with them. You'll learn to love the game. No, I won't, unless it's Mario Kart or at some point I get to kill a giant lizard only to find out that the princess is in another castle. I will have no idea how to play the game in the first place. Zelda was too complex for me. Controllers these days have too many buttons. I understand the sentiment behind it, but the fact of the matter is that no gamer will ever understand why some people don't like playing games, and most non-gamers will not magically become gamers overnight. I get that. Hold on, I'll read this last line for you. So she said, so what can you do while your boyfriend is lost in land of make-believe for hours on end? Or girlfriend. So I get that. I do. But at the same time, they're trying to include you in something that they love and that means a lot to them. And if you're not even trying to be part of that or take the time to do something along the lines of that with them, then you're not doing your part in the relationship. Because even if someone in the relationship likes something that you don't, you should still be there with them and take the time to be interested in it because it's what they care about, and you should care about what your partner cares about. And it should be important to you because it's important to them. So I think taking the time to sit down and play little games with them, ones that you can understand and ones that you can get the hang of, is something that you should be doing. Granted, you're not going to play games all the time. That's fine, but I'm sorry. I don't like people who are just like, that's too hard. I don't want to take the time to learn it, so fuck off. Like, that's basically the mentality there, and I don't like it. All right, number 1. So this is something you can do while your boyfriend or girlfriend is playing video games. Catch up on shows that you know that they'll never watch with you. That is very true. Learn a new skill. That's a good idea. Like gaming. Like gaming that you don't want to take the time to do. That's a skill you could learn. You know, spend some time with your partner, person you're supposed to love. Love what they love. Even just a little bit. No? All right. Just ask him. Join a book club. Plan a girls' night or boys' night. There you go. Amuse yourself with some social experiments. Take his things and hide them around the house. This is another fun one I've discovered. It's like your own little game and also helps him to make him think he's losing his mind. Keys in the refrigerator, wallet in the linen closet, glasses in the shower. It never gets old, especially when he asks you to help him find them. Man, I really seem to be losing a lot of things lately. Video games must be rotting your brain, I've heard. Or I've heard they can adversely affect your short-term memory. Oh my god. This woman's just cruel. Start a support group for other Skyrim widows. I haven't actually done this one yet, but I'm tempted. That just sounds like a bunch of people getting together and bitching because they don't want to take the time to actually get to know or be interested in the things their partner is interested in. Sorry. Buying ridiculous things on QVC. I feel like this might be a woman I would not get along with very well. Live out your dreams of being a play-by-play announcer. Okay, here we go. This might be cool. Okay, so being a play-by-play announcer was probably only ever my dream. But if his gaming gets too excessive, this is a good way to point out how ridiculous it's become. He's just minding his own business, pillaging and fighting off weird skeleton people in some cave, and you pipe up with a play-by-play of the action. See? That's fun. That's taking an interest in what they're interested in. That's having a way for you two to do it together. So you're not alienating yourself from it. That's cute. That's adorable. And the weird skeleton guy swings his sword, but the Viking-looking dude wards him off with some sort of creepy ice spell. He might just realize what he's spending all of his time doing and actually shut the game off for a while, or he won't notice he's in the zone. No, what will actually happen if you're with the right person is he's going to sit there and go, that is fun. Please keep doing that. That's hilarious. You know, the right person would enjoy you being there with them. I'm sorry. If all else fails, you could play against yourself in a board game or a drinking game, whichever you prefer. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me in the padded room here, guys, with our game news and shit. And again, I will catch you on the flip side. Bye! Trying to be fancy girl? Is that what girls do? Do we? No? 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 We don't do... Oh. Anyways, Amazon saw its potential... Cat just... died. Are you okay? Are you alive? That's what we call a fail.